is sponsored by Wake Up America Seminars. Go check out their website or give them a call. They have really informative materials to study on God's character and his plans for the end times as found in Daniel and Revelation.
When the Messiah was here on earth, he told his disciples, no one knows the day or hour, not even the angels or the Son of Man, only the Father. When the Messiah said this, it was true. No one knew the day or hour. It was true 2,000 years ago. Well, if you go to Daniel 7, 13 through 15 and Revelation 5, what you will see is that the Messiah, when he returned to heaven, after he said these words, he was given all power. He was given the kingdom. In 1798, he was given the kingdom. And he's been breaking the seals off the scroll that was handed to him. That's true.
Share the same message, last 20 years. Been saying the same thing with many fears. Day one on the floor, tears in my eyes. A lot of people don't know, would be surprised. I gave my whole life to live Christ. Some just living life to throw rice. Yeah, life bloody, no it's not nice. People call you buddy with a sharp knife. I met many snakes and few sheep. I can't even hate if they hate me. There's a due date for the hate speech. I see a new face when the fake leave. I was sent from heaven with the last message. Before the 144, then I'll be lesser. Golden sister coming before the second coming. 7 seals getting broke before the 7 trumpets.
Soon and very soon, a lot of people are going to be killed by the destruction that's coming on earth. The person that you're looking at right now, the person that you're next to, that person could be gone in a second.
This could be the last time before your heart fail. To hear a message like this before the sea swell. Men about to faint, women will cry. To know 1 out of 4 will die. You can't know this with AI. You need the Holy Spirit and a real God. God tried to use flesh in human form. Human race is a mess unless they reborn.
I want to start off with a question. Is the book of Daniel intended for the time of the end? If you go to Daniel 12:4, it'll answer the question for us. But you, Daniel, close up and seal the words until the time of the end.
They holding rocks in their hand cause their heart wicked. They don't even have a plan, they don't know it's business. You don't listen, stuck in religion. Can't put me to death, you need another witness. I'm protected by a promise, I ain't the scroll. You still looking for a woman, go ahead, scroll. I'm looking for the seal of God on some foreheads. You still looking for a job cause you want bread. It's hard to have faith when you're not led by the Holy Spirit cause you're hard-headed. We at the very end, spinning one bullet, Russian roulette, go ahead, pull it. It's hard to have faith when you're not led by the Holy Spirit cause you're hard-headed. We at the very end, spinning one bullet, Russian roulette, go ahead, pull it.
YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, especially Zoom. Welcome to another Bible study. We are still in our series, The Greatest Religion Ever, and today is going to be challenging because God has left us his word, and his word is true. And if we're going to be faithful witnesses for him, we have to take his word to be true. So as we're about to get in here, we're going to always introduce Zoom, who is our professionals, the veterans who are always helping us with our Bible studies, to say hello to the world because their participation will be needed today, of course. So Zoom, can you say hello to the world as we're about to get started?
Hello.
Good morning.
Morning. Hello, world.
Amen. All right, y'all. So real quick, Zoom, I have a question we need to start with because today is named God expects the majority of us to quit. God expects the majority of us to quit. We did a Bible study about this a few years ago, but of course the information has been updated. So we're about to get a few nuggets here. So real quick, Zoom, I have a question. What are some signs that you can see in people when they are about to give up or quit? What are some things that you see?
Maybe in complaining or some coveting, a lot of negative comments or energy or anger.
So some
Less
complaints.
effort.
Huh?
Shrinking back.
Shrinking back. Okay.
They start to distance themselves. They start to become a one man or one woman on the island. They start using I statements and try to disassociate themselves with the group or fellowship that they once was a part of.
All right. Distance themselves, disassociate themselves, negative, complaining.
Not motivated.
Not motivated anymore, very negative, all these kind of things, right? And then it doesn't help if you have somebody in your ear trying to make you quit also, right?
That's correct.
Correct.
So watch when we're about to get into this today. So we're going to focus in on a lot of scriptures. So we're going to start first in Exodus 16. Let's go over to Exodus 16 and we're going to see, because I said God expects, y'all got to understand these things right here. God expects the majority of us to quit. He expects it, even though at one point in our life, he may have set us free. Did y'all just hear what I said?
Yes, sir.
I really want to make that clear. Even though we have maybe been set free before in our life, God expects the majority of us to quit. So watch this. We're going to go to Exodus 16. Somebody read 1 and 2. Who got it? Exodus 16, 1 and 2.
I got it, bro.
All right, go ahead.
The whole Israelite community set out from Elim and came to the desert of Sin, which is between Elim and Sinai, on the 15th day of the second month after they had come out of Egypt.
All right, real quick. How long is that? The 15th day of the second month. How long is that? How long they been out of Egypt?
About 45 days.
There you go. They only been out of Egypt for about how long?
About 45 days.
About 45 days. Now watch this. Read verse 2.
In the desert, the whole community grumbled against Moses and Aaron.
All right, stop there real quick. So within 45 days, some of the people started to get angry. Is that true?
Yep.
I'll read it again.
You said the whole community.
What'd you say again, sis?
Everybody.
Everybody started to complain within 45 days of being out of the wilderness. Out of Egypt. So out of their old lifestyle, within 45 days, all of them are grumbling and complaining. Is that right? A few of them.
Yeah. The whole congregation, it says.
Oh, so all of them are complaining. Do you think that it started to be a trend, right? Not even a trend, but, a domino effect. One person started complaining and then another person started. Y'all could kind of get the gist of how it's going, right? And then everybody starting to be negative. Now watch the words that they choose to use now. What are they saying, y'all? Verse 3.
If only we had died by the Lord's hand in Egypt.
So they wanted God to do what? You might as well let me what?
Be unalive.
Yeah.
Think about what they're actually saying. It's like, it's worse after knowing you. Did y'all just get that? A lot of people are saying after we met Yahweh, the King, it's worse now. I should have just died in my old life. Let's go back. Let's go. The Israelites said to Moses now, all of them ready to quit. Everybody ready to quit. They are showing signs that they're ready to quit 45 days in. And look what it says. If only we had died by the Lord's hand in Egypt. What did God do in Egypt that made them think like that?
Fed him.
No, think about what he did to free them.
He sent famine and or plagues and destruction and all sorts of things.
So we might as well died with our family, the Egyptians. Did everybody catch that? All right, keep reading on, Sister Deidre. We're gonna read 3 and 4.
Okay. Verse 3. The Israelites said to them, if only we had died by the Lord's hand in Egypt. There we sat around pots of meat and ate all the food we wanted. But you have us out into this desert to starve this entire assembly to death.
All right, stop right there. Then we'll read 4. Are y'all catching it now? Y'all starting to catch? Y'all catching on to like their mentality? They enjoyed the food of Egypt, of course, right? Now they're complaining. They said, y'all brought us out here in the desert. They're not even thinking about, yo, you done rescued us from slavery, harsh labor. You done did all these things for me. They're not even thinking about that. They're not thinking about it no more because of what? The conditions of the desert. So the conditions, the situation that God has me in right now, they're now thinking about their former condition was better. Is that true? Is it true that their former condition was better?
That's what they thought.
That's what they thought, though. So God knew before he set them free what he was going to be dealing with. Now watch this. We're going to read verse 4. Go ahead, sis.
Then the Lord said to Moses, I will rain down bread from heaven for you. The people are to go out each day and gather enough for that day. In this way, I will test them and see whether they will follow my instructions.
Which I just picked up right then.
He doing a heart check.
Heart check.
He taking the temperature of your faith at this point.
It's like having a personal trainer, a chef, or somebody in your life, right? That says, you know what? You tripping. So this is what I'll do. I'm going to help you even more because it's to test you to see whether or not you're going to what?
Walk away or not.
Walk away or not. Most people, as we're going to see here, would do what?
Yeah, go back to Egypt. Yeah, give up.
I hope everybody just caught that. So God expects the majority of us to quit. And it's based on location, conditions, situations, how I used to feel opposed to how I feel now. Are y'all understanding all these things? All these things are elements into giving up and quitting. This has not changed. And we're going to see this all throughout the Bible today. We have a lot of verses. This is just the introductory aspect of it. There is a lot because there are forces out here that want you to quit. And we're going to see that in a little bit. So real quick, just from this alone, real quick, y'all, what are y'all picking up before we move on? Because we got to see another side to this. What you picking up so far?
When we start to get uncomfortable, we go back or want to go back to what we knew rather than what's ahead of us.
And where does that start? Where?
In the heart.
In the heart.
Not. Our attitudes.
in your attitudes, in your mind, in your heart, in your attitude and stuff like that nature, right? And we start to want to go backwards because going forward seems harder. But what was the promise that God gave them when they came out of Egypt?
You will be with them.
But what was the promise?
Take them to the promised land.
Take them to the land of milk and honey.
So but did they believe that?
No.
So
They thought they did.
I don't
The
even
way
think,
there seemed too rushed.
I don't even think they thought they was going to a promised land. When you really think about it, their mind is not focused on the promised land. And watch this for us. Who thinks about going to heaven every day? Think about that. Who actually in their day in and day out is thinking, man, those walls going to be gold. The streets are going to be gold. There are going to be houses everywhere. We're going to be fellowshipping. It's going to be amazing. Who really, now think, just being honest, who thinks about that every day? Or do we think about the situations of the location that we're in right now? Which one? Let's be honest. Which one do we think about daily?
Daily, it's our situations. Nobody's thinking about the kingdom every day. It's more so what we're in right now.
You see how, now watch this. Are we different than the Israelites?
Nothing's new under the sun.
Right. So if we're not there, so watch this. They're not thinking about the land flowing with milk and honey and all that. What are they thinking about? If only we had died in Egypt by the Lord's hand. We sat around pots of meat and ate all the food we wanted. But you brought us out in the desert to start. Are they thinking about a promised land?
No, they think about their current situation, which is forcing them to think about how they used to have it instead of looking forward.
It's almost like that idea of, I know what I got over here. I don't know what's going on over here, so I'd rather just go with what I'm comfortable with.
So if we don't have the Bible says, have your mind fixed on the things above and not what?
Not on earth.
Earthly, right? So as soon, watch this, as soon as we're focused on our earthly lives, is that a recipe for the enemy to plant a seed for us to start to give up and start to complain and start to grumble and all these things?
Yes.
Now, what does this have to do with religion? Y'all, the greatest religion ever. What is it? We're going to see in 1 second. Because it is so important not to just look at the Israelites and don't see how this can be us now. If God told any of us to go to a certain location right now that is unfamiliar, how will we be? Think about it. Think about the mentality or the mental things that you will go through in your heart and stuff like that, because you're having to go from one location to another, even though God is giving you all the signs that I want you to go in this direction. We're not different. So God expects not just them, but the majority. I'm going to show a scripture real quick. Go to Matthew 24. Matthew 24, and somebody read, we just going to bookmark it. Matthew 24, and we're going to read verse, let me make sure. Verse number 9 and 10. Somebody read that. Who got it?
It says, Matthew 24, verse 9, then you will be handed over to be persecuted and put to death, and you will be hated by all nations because of me. At that time, many will turn away from the faith and will betray and hate each other.
How many turning away from the faith?
Many.
Is the faith religion?
No.
I'm asking this again. Is faith religion?
No.
No.
I'm asking 3 times. Is faith religion?
Yes.
Many people are going to turn away from
For
their
the
what?
faith. The faith.
Or their what?
Belief, yeah.
Their belief, their system of thought, their system of religion, and they're going to what? They're going to fall away and betray. And watch this? Did the Israelites betray Moses and Aaron, even though they willingly followed them at first?
Yes.
Yeah.
And within 40, how long, y'all?
45.
Within 45 days, they hated Moses and Aaron. They was ready to betray them, and were at times were they ready to stone them?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Because of their system of what?
Religion.
Right. Their thought process. Their thought process made them hate the ones that God had sent to rescue them, and he did all these miracles and all these things. This ain't, look, nothing new under the sun. This is at the end too. This is for our generation. Go ahead, Pastor Derek.
Bro, is that a development of hate over time that built up, or something that was buried down deep in them that got exposed once they got into an uncomfortable environment? Because like I struggle with this from a personal standpoint of understanding how someone can have love or admiration in your heart and it can turn so fast. So is that example of empty words and it was always there the whole time, considering that it turned so fast?
Yeah, it was there the whole time. Because remember, once your situations, comfort, right? When we get used to like comfortable and we done set life up to be comfortable, anything that makes it uncomfortable puts thoughts in our head, right? And then everybody has a built-in meter, and it's called self-preservation. So in self-preservation, you know how that works, Pastor Derek, right? How does self-preservation work?
If it got to come down to me and you, then it's me.
That's right. It's me. So there's no real love of God and love of neighbor. And the Bible even says love above yourself, and a lot put value above. But there's not a lot of that when it boils down to like, I'm in a situation where I may die and you may die. So who is it going to be?
You're going to die.
That's right. Even people, if y'all remember, if you read about the temple burning in AD 70, when the temple was burnt, people were actually became cannibals. I put it like that without going into much detail, with their family members. Did everybody just hear what I said?
Yes, sir.
And that's in the Bible too. I ain't got to go, but I want us to see, just as they were betraying Moses and Aaron within 45 days, he says it's going to be like that before he come back. The system of thought, religion, what you believe, the system of thought is the reason why you do it. Because watch this, if you had true faith, you will be thinking about the promised land and how this is a temporary suffering, temporary conditions. But when we don't think about the promised land, what are we thinking about? Quitting, giving up, the past, trauma, whatever you want to call it. Whenever you do not focus on things above and you are focused here, you are in the category of I'm about to quit. I'm about to give up. And you watch this. Now let's read another type of story real quick. Let's go to Jeremiah, and somebody grab Jeremiah 20. Jeremiah 20. And somebody read verse number 7 through 10. Wait. We're going to slow down real quick. Let's read just verse 7. Jeremiah 20, verse 7. Watch this. Real quick. Who is Jeremiah, y'all? Who is Jeremiah?
Prophet.
He's a prophet. And God has actually came to him and told him to do some things, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. So read Jeremiah 20, verse 7. Who got it?
You deceive. I got you, bro. You deceived me, Lord, and I was deceived. You overpowered me and prevailed. I am ridiculed all day long. Everyone mocks me.
What place is Jeremiah in right now?
What
That
was
boy,
Ready
right?
to quit?
Huh? All right, one at a time. Go ahead.
That
Frustration.
boy, right?
He hurt. He frustrated.
Right.
He frustrated. He hurt. It sounds like he want to what?
Quit.
Give up.
Mhm.
It sounds like he were ready to quit and give up. So what chapter and verse are we reading right now? Jeremiah what?
20.
20.
Verse what?
20 books in. 7.
So, but watch this. Do everybody remember at the beginning of Jeremiah's walk what happened? Go to Jeremiah 1. Keep your bookmark there. Watch this. Go to Jeremiah 1 real quick. In Jeremiah 1, what is he saying when the Lord calls him, y'all? When the Lord said, before I formed you, I knew you in the womb. What he say in verse number 5? I mean, somebody read 4, 5, and 6.
The word of the Lord came to me saying, before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart. I appointed you as a prophet to the nations. Alas, sovereign Lord, I said, I do not know how to speak. I am too young.
So when he first met God, what did he think?
I'm too young.
I'm too young. I don't know how to speak. It's almost identical to like Moses saying, I don't know how, I stutter, man. All these things, right? But what does God say in verse 7?
Do not say I am too young. You must go to everyone I send you to say whatever I command you.
Do
Do
not.
not be afraid of them.
Yep. Go ahead.
For I am with you and will rescue you, declares the Lord.
All right, stop right there. So at the very beginning of the walk, God is putting him on this mission, and God is telling him, I'm gonna be with you because I came to you and I'm giving you a mission and I'm gonna be with you, right?
Yes, sir.
20 chapters in. Now let's go back over here to Jeremiah 20. 20 chapters in, verse 7, he is telling God what?
You deceived me.
You deceived me.
I am ridiculed all day long.
People are making fun of me for the things that I am saying that I know you told me to say. They're ridiculing me. Watch this. Verse 8. Go ahead, bro.
Whenever I speak, I cry out, proclaiming violence and destruction.
What are you
So the
proclaiming?
word violence and destruction.
So you a calamity howler.
Doom and gloom.
Huh? You gloom and doom. You're gloom and doom, but who told you to be gloom and doom?
The Lord.
But on the flip side, over here with the false prophets, what do they tell people? What do the false prophets tell people?
Nothing will happen to you.
Nothing.
Peace and safety.
Peace and safety. Nothing's gonna. The Lord wants to prosper you. He wants to give you this. He wants to give you that, right? But Jeremiah over here, like, bro, I'm up here telling y'all violence and destruction is coming. I'm telling y'all violence and destruction, and every time I'm crying out, I'm proclaiming violence and destruction. Go ahead, Kimberly.
I don't hear violence and destruction. I hear siren. Before a train's going to hit something, it blows its horn. Before a fire, the fire alarm goes off. And a lot of the times when a human being is giving a siren, a warning, it can sound to our human ears as doom and gloom, but really it's the warning. And if the warning is coming so far in advance, simple human beings can be like, oh, there they go again.
Yep.
They're on that, there they go again.
So Jeremiah is ready to quit because every time he opens his mouth, he's ridiculed, he's mocked. Nobody wants to hear what he got to say. Now, watch this. He wants to quit. He's having the same experience as who? Who we read about earlier?
Israelite.
The Israelites wanted to quit. So in this journey and we walk with God, you're going to want to what?
Quit.
And guess what? Most do. We're going to see it in a second. Most people really quit and they still have a thought of a spiritual interest, religious mindset, but they really done quit. Most people already quit. We just trying to act like we don't see it. I hope y'all just heard what I said. Most people have already quit and unsealed their fate, and we trying to act like we don't see it. All right, let's keep reading. Go ahead, bro. Verse 8.
Whenever I speak, I cry out proclaiming violence and destruction. So the word of the Lord has brought me insult and reproach all day long.
What did the word of
But
the Lord do? Brought him insult and reproach. That means he's looked at as less than, like, here he come again. He you know, already know what he gonna be talking about. Y'all know what I'm talking about?
Mhm.
You already know nobody really wants to talk to you because they know what you own.
Yes, sir.
They don't really want to talk to you because they know what you're gonna say.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's what's going on right here. Nobody wants to talk to him because they know what he's going to say. Keep reading, bro. But watch this in verse 9.
But if I say I would not mention his word or speak anymore in his name,
Look at that.
His
What he
word.
want to do?
Quit.
But is he talking to himself and say, yo, if I say I ain't talking about the word no more, I ain't even gonna mention it no more. Because people, when I mention it, people get what?
Aggravated, mad.
Annoyed, aggravated. They don't want to hear it. They don't want to be around it, whatever the case may be. But now watch this. Now watch this, how this works in your mentality. We talk about mental health in this country and stuff like that. You see, God ain't even focused on this, on the mental health. He wants you to keep on doing his will. He ain't focused on the mental aspect of it. Yeah, you're going to have those thoughts, but how you overcome it. He said, I'm talking to myself. I don't even want to talk about the Lord no more. I don't even want to mention it no more.
He hit a wall.
He hit a wall. That's right. 20 chapters in, he done hit a wall. And he said, look, if I say to myself, I will not mention his word. So he might go a week without saying anything. But what's inside him? Read it, bro.
His word is in my heart like a fire shut up in my bones. I am weary of holding it in. Indeed, I cannot.
He might go a few days where he just like, man, I don't even really want to say nothing, man. I don't even want to do this thing no more. He might feel all those things. Most people, when they feel that, yeah, what's a New Year's resolution? Huh?
Something that lasts about 45 days.
Some most definitely pretty women. Definitely.
By Valentine's Day, it's over with.
By Valentine's Day, it's over, right? Yeah. And what's the signs? You start out, and people, when they start out, they start telling everybody and talking, and before they even get a result. That's what happens. It's nothing different than the Israelites. They know what the goal is, but watch this. Didn't they know they was going to the promised land? 45 days in, they don't even care no more about a promised land. I'm ready to go back to what I used to be. It's too hard to go forward. And Jeremiah is saying here, watch what he say. I hear many whispering, terror on every side. Denounce him. Let's denounce him. All my what?
Friends.
His what?
Friends.
The people he thought was near and dear to his heart, all of them are saying what? They are waiting for him to what?
Slip.
They want him to stumble. They want him to fall. They want him to stop. They want him to quit. They want that. Then you could be like us.
I was just about to say it, bro. I was just about to say it.
Then you'll be like us again. Let's keep going, bro.
Perhaps he will be deceived. Perhaps he will be deceived. Then we will prevail over him.
What's the thought process? Come back in here, Jeremiah. Come back in here. Put me up. I'm gonna put you up under my deodorant, right, evangelist? That's what they want. Come back, man. You've been tripping, man. You've been all that talk, man. Come on, man. You know, take this, do that, eat this, drink that, smoke that. Right? Come on, bro. You've been tripping. That's what they want. But look what he says. This is where it takes This is why the Bible says suffering produces what?
Perseverance, endurance.
Perseverance. Perseverance produces what?
Character.
Character. And character produces what?
Hope.
Hope.
Faith.
So in his suffering and he starts to persevere, his character is being built, and we're about to see that. But what it say in verse 11, bro? Where he go
But
with
the
it?
Lord,
He had to remind who? Did he remind himself in verse 11? What'd he say?
but the Lord is with me like a mighty warrior. So my prosecutors will stumble and not prevail. They will fail and be thoroughly disgraced. Their dishonor will never be forgotten.
In verse 12.
Lord Almighty, you who examine the righteous and probe the heart and mind, let me see your vengeance on them. For you, I have committed my cause.
In verse 13, watch me start praising.
Sing to the Lord, give praise to the Lord. He rescues the life of the needy from the hands of the wicked.
My dog ready to give up. He had to encourage himself. He couldn't call on nobody. All his friends were waiting for him to make that call and say, man, this is how I'm feeling. I feel like giving up. I feel like quitting. I feel this and I feel that. He didn't need to do that. He went to the person or the one that gave him the assignment. Is that right?
Sure.
That's who he went to. Yo, we got a lot to cover. I hope y'all starting to see. And hey, real quick, how many chapters in the book of Jeremiah? Somebody find that out real quick. How many chapters in it?
52.
So about 20 chapters in, he ready to what?
Give up.
He ready to throw in the towel. But after he had to encourage himself and remind himself of the things that God wanted him to do, did he go even harder after the fact?
Yes, he did.
He went even harder after he encouraged himself, after he said, you know what? This is what you call me to do. This is what it is. I may stumble, right? There are times I may want to quit. I may fall. I'm just a man trying to do whatever it is that God told me to do. And so at times I can't call on nobody, right? I can't. They don't understand where I'm at. And so guess what? I'm going to encourage myself. I'm going to sing a new song. I'm going to give praise, and I'm about to keep it moving. And I'm going to do even more work after the fact. He had to do that. These are examples of how we should be able to encourage ourselves in moments. These are our examples. But there's another force out here, y'all, that helps you quit. It's people and what else?
That's suggestive language.
And who that comes from?
Enemy.
The enemy. So people and the enemy. Watch this, y'all. I'm gonna show y'all how this works with religion. We read a while ago that many are going to fall away from the faith and betray and hate each other. Is that right? Watch this. Go to
Yes, sir.
now. Let's watch this. A few weeks ago, we went over how God was going to allow the enemy to come and he was going to be successful. Y'all remember that? We'll read a few verses and I want us to understand something. Remember, God throws us in these pots. He throws us in these boiling pots, these fires for a reason. So let's go to Daniel real quick. Watch this. Go to Daniel 3. Daniel 3. And we're going to read a few verses. Before we even read any verses, I want to get the setup. This is the Israelites have been taken to what in the book of Daniel? Where they been taken to?
Babylon.
Babylon. So how many Israelites were taken there? Thousands. Is that right? Probably 100,000 or more. Think about what I said. There's a whole bunch of Israelites in Babylon. Daniel just gave the king the dream, and Nebuchadnezzar do what in Daniel 3 verse 1? What'd he do?
Made an image of gold.
Go.
He made, so God told him the truth, and he went to go produce a deceptive lie, made an image of gold. Watch this. How many Israelites is there?
Hundreds of thousands.
Hundreds of thousands. This is important. We're talking about why God expects the majority of us to what? Quit. Watch this. King Nebuchadnezzar made an image of gold, 60 cubits high, 6 cubits wide, and set it on the plain in Dura, in the province of Babylon. He then summoned all the officials. Verse 3. So the officials assembled for the dedication of the image. Y'all listen. He set up an image that Nebuchadnezzar had set up, and they stood before it. So everybody in the land is around the image. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Are Israelites there?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So watch this, y'all. Then the herald loudly proclaimed, nations and peoples of what?
Every language.
Every language. This is what you are commanded to do. Are there Israelites there?
Yes, sir.
What does God command of his people to never bow down to what?
Many idols.
Other gods.
Other gods, idols, whatever, right? They know the commandment. A lot of Israelites is there. Are the Israelites a part of a theocratic government, meaning God is ruler? Are they a part of that?
Yes, sir.
Where God gave them laws and commands and ways to, or religion in a sense, right? He gave them kings, a religious system. He gave them all this. All this was together. That's why the king had a prophet around him, because he wanted to know how to move, how God wanted him to move when it came to dealing with nations or even the Israelites. This is important. So he set up this image. Nations and peoples of every language, this is what you commanded to do. As soon as you hear the sound of the horn and all kinds of music, you must, you what? You what? You must.
You better do it.
Fall down.
You
You
must.
better do it.
You better do this. You must fall down and worship the image of gold. Y'all got, I keep saying that because I'm about to show this in Revelation. I'm going to show the same thing that's for us. You must fall down and worship the image of gold that the King Nebuchadnezzar has set up. Whoever does not fall down and worship, who wants you to fall down and worship? Who told Jesus to, if you worship me, I'll do this?
The evil one.
Satan.
If whoever does not fall down and worship will immediately be thrown into the blazing furnace. Immediately. And then as the music goes off, all the nations and people of every language did what?
Worship the image.
They fell down, they fell prostrate and worshiped the image because they loved what?
Themselves.
More. We about to go somewhere. Watch this. This ain't just for Daniel, Nebuchadnezzar, and Babylon back then. Can you imagine seeing your so-called brothers and sisters in this situation, and you got to find out when the image is set up that they wasn't rocking for real the whole time? How hurtful is that? As soon as they heard the sound of they said, verse 10, at this, some astrologers came forward and denounced the Jews. They said, Your Majesty, you issued a decree that everyone who hears the music must fall down and worship, and that whoever does not fall down and worship will be thrown into the blazing furnace. This is the key right here. Somebody read verse 12 and tell me what you're about to get. In the very first five first words.
But there are some Jews.
Huh?
Some Jews.
So not the majority of God's people.
Nope, just some.
It just, How many was it? Let's see what the psalm was.
3.
3.
How many was there?
3.
How many was there?
Oh,
Thousands.
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 Thousands threw in the towel in a moment. Thousands threw in the towel in a moment. Thousands threw it in a moment. But there were some. There were few. Few find this road. Few. There was only a few. There are some. Would it have been noticed if maybe 20 other people were standing up? Would it have been noticeable?
Mm-hmm.
Even if it was 20 others, it would have been noticeable. There wasn't even another 20. Did everybody hear this?
Mm.
The majority, 98 to 99% of them fell down. There are some Jews, the ones you set over the province of Babylon, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, who pay no attention to you. They neither serve your gods nor worship the image of gold you have set up. Did we catch it now? We on the same page? We starting to understand why God expects what?
Us to call it quit.
Most of us to quit. Watch the one I'm about to ask. How does God know beforehand, and how can you not detect that you a quitter? You ever notice that? Y'all know the stories you tell yourself inside. You know if you're a quitter or not. Am I right? You know deep down in your heart if you really a quitter. How do you change that? You must be what?
Obedient.
Yeah, but you must be what?
Born
again. You need the Holy Spirit to transform you, because without the Holy Spirit, you are a quitter. Peters. Some of us are Peters. Now, we just saw this image. Let's go to Revelation 13 real quick, and I'm gonna show it from here. And we got a few more things to cover. Who want to stop being the New Year's resolution believer? Y'all think about that. The quitter. Because it's hard. My bones ache, my back hurt, my whatever. What you got, Pastor Derek?
Bro, you just said something interesting, and if it's gonna take it off, we can discuss it at the end. But you said some of us may be Peter, right? And right before you said that, there's a statement that you made that the conversations that you have within yourself, you're a quitter or not, right? And I 100% agree with you, and those things that pop up in certain circumstances in your life. Peter, the way I understand it and the way it comes across to me is he got when he had that moment of quitting, it got blinded in his boldness. Like he wasn't having those, from my understanding, those internal conversations of cowardness. But you know how you can be overzealous? You can be overzealous and overbold, and you start operating your own strength, and then that can cause you obviously to quit too. But I just thought that was, because I think that's two groups of people with the same result. If that makes sense.
Oh, you're 100% right. Because he went from soldier to martyr real fast. When it was like in a moment he got awakened to his true condition. Like Jesus even said, "Hey man, you're gonna deny me 3 times before the night is even over." Jesus knew what was in him, and this is something I'm gonna show from the Bible too. God knows what's inside of us. So if we lie to ourselves on the inside, man, that don't even give us any type of. It produces pride when we lie to ourselves on the inside. We really need God's help. Just like he saved them. Now watch this. Somebody read Revelation 13. This is about the second beast coming. Somebody read 15. real quick. Revelation 13:15. Wait, my
I got
bad.
you, bro.
14 and 15.
14 and 15.
Yep.
Right. Verse 14. Because of the signs it was given power to perform on behalf of the first beast, it deceived the inhabitants of earth.
It did what?
It deceived and lied to them.
All right. So
Con-
deception. Watch the
convinced them.
deception. Okay. Convince them. Watch what it say. Go ahead, sis.
It deceived the inhabitants of the earth. It ordered them to set up an image in honor of the beast who was wounded by the sword and yet lived.
Wait, it was set up a what?
An image, an
So-
idol.
So during the last days, another image will be set up. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
Now watch this. Keep reading, sis.
Verse 15. The second beast was given power to give breath to the image of the first beast, so that the image could speak and cause all who refuse to worship the image to be killed.
Is that the exact same thing Nebuchadnezzar did?
Exactly.
Yes, sir.
Exactly. And guess what? If we hear what we're going to see,
People fall off.
Most people give up.
It's that old cliche of history is set to repeat itself.
yeah, definitely, 100%. In the whole Revelation story, when you really get into the nuts and bolts of it, it's the same as when Jesus came the first time. It's the exact same thing. It's no different. But watch this. We have this opportunity of knowing this information beforehand. That's why we are more responsible. See, the Israelites only knew that they were going to be enslaved for 400 years and then set free, right? They also knew that God wanted them to take them to a promised land. That was, we supposed to be coming back to where our father Abraham was. They knew all this stuff, so they should have been prepared. But guess what happened to their mind in waiting? What happened to their mind while they were waiting?
They lost faith and trust.
They lost.
They got comfortable.
They lost faith, trust, got comfortable in slavery and all these things, right? They knew it, but they got comfortable in slavery. Is that what's going on with people right now?
100%.
We're comfortable in slavery. And all the enemy is doing is giving us more ways to be entangled with him. That's all he's doing. He don't want anyone to be self-sufficient, God dependent. He don't want nobody to be those things. He needs you to be dependent on systems. Because if I keep you dependent, I know you'll eventually do what at the very end when I set up the image? What do I know you will do?
You're going to quit.
All the way.
Worship this image.
I know you're going to fall away from whatever you are saying with your mouth you believe in. Because all your actions don't show what you say with your mouth. He knows it. He knows if I can get your actions to be me and my family or me and my household, if he can get that to be your thought process, all your decision making will come from that place. God can't even tell you to do anything and know you'll do it. God, so watch this, yo. And now we about to really pull some more layers back. So we're going to go over to Daniel 7, and I need us to see something real quick. I need us to see how the enemy works. Let's go to Daniel 7 real quick. Somebody read verses 21 through 25. We're going to read it slow, though. Let's start with 21. Who got it? Daniel 7:21. Watch this.
As I watched, this horn was waging war against the holy people and defeating them.
All right, y'all, real quick. Who is the horn?
Devil.
Roman.
Oh, Roman. Yeah.
Roman. You was there,
Catholic
Roman
Church.
Roman Catholic Church.
All right, you was out.
Okay.
So the horn is the Roman Catholic Church, right? So watch this. What is he doing?
Putting them to death,
No, say it right there. What is he doing?
defeating them.
Making war against the saints.
Waging war.
He's waging war against who?
The
The
holy
saints.
people.
The holy people.
If we go look at history, is this something that really happened?
Yes.
Yeah,
The Dark Ages.
The Dark Ages really happened. There are numerous stories and books and testimonies and all that, right? So the Roman Catholic Church was waging war against who?
God's people.
And defeating them. Watch this, y'all. I'm going somewhere. Watch this, how crazy this is. Because what is the religion of Catholicism? What is it what was it before it was named Catholicism?
Christianity.
That's right. Say it again.
Christianity.
All right. So watch this. What do the Catholics / Christians believe about Jesus? Do y'all know? Let's just go through it. Do the Catholics / Christians believe that Jesus is the Son of God?
Yes.
Right? And he is
Yeah.
he is a part of the Trinity.
Yes.
Right? They also believe that he's God, but he came as man in the flesh.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. They also believe that he was conceived by the Holy Spirit through the Virgin Mary.
Yes.
Right. And they also believe his death on the cross and resurrection is essential for salvation.
Yes.
Are y'all hearing the doctrines?
Yes.
All right. And that he established his church and his teachings and mission to the apostles to go out and make disciples of everyone.
Correct.
Yeah.
So the Catholics / Christians believe this.
Correct.
Oh, do y'all know where I'm about to go?
Mm-hmm.
They believe this. That is the gospel that Christians still say what it is. But why would you want to wage war against who?
God's people.
If you already have the truth and you have the gospel, why do you want to wage war against God's people if this is your belief system? Hey, y'all, we got to answer this question. This ain't we got to answer that question. Are y'all picking it up?
They didn't really believe.
Well, that group, they gave up a long time ago.
All right.
Compliance and control.
But watch this. All the beliefs are right.
Mm-hmm.
Did this happen before?
Yes.
Yes.
So when Jesus came, there was a religious system set up and their doctrine looked right. The doctrine looked,
Their hearts were off.
The heart was off. The heart was so off that we had to throw the person who was showing us that we are off on a cross.
That's right.
So watch this. All these doctrines, Catholics / Christians, is the same thing. It all look right. But there's something that's off. Watch this. Let's go both ways, y'all. What did the Pharisees, what were they trying to defend? In the physical sense, not the spirit, in the physical sense.
In their laws.
No, physical.
The bloodline of Israel.
I didn't hear what y'all said.
They're standing.
What about the temple?
They were trying to defend Israel as the kingdom.
100%. So what about their temple? What about their place of worship? Were they all about defending that?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Over the people.
Yes.
Did Jesus say he was going to tear down their place of worship?
Every stone.
Every stone. So they were big on protecting the temple, what goes on in the temple. And Jesus came in the temple like, y'all made my father's house a den of thieves and robbers. So I'm going, y'all, we got to see it. So Jesus had a lot of church in the wild.
That's right.
Right? They don't like that because John the Baptist was like a wild man to them. Everybody's starting to hear it. And the Bible even says God is not in these temples and buildings that's made by what? Human hands. So when you come up against the system, the building, the temple, the organized way of doing it, even though it may seem like all my doctrines are in line, I'm going to defend what?
The building.
The building.
The system.
The system. The thought process toward the buildings, and we're defending it. Even though we believe Jesus came, he died, he rose on the cross, and all these kind of things, they believe all that. What makes them different than the holy people?
Yeah, they're defending their mindset.
I really hope everybody's hearing this. What makes it different than the holy people? Why go after the holy people? Let's keep reading though. We're going to find some more information. All right. Daniel 7:21. Now go to 22 through 25.
Until the Ancient of Days came and pronounced judgment in favor of the holy people of the Most High, and the time came when they possessed the kingdom.
So God took down the Catholic Church through the Protestant Reformation and all that we talked about. He pronounced judgment in favor of his people. And he set his people free from that bondage of Catholicism / Christianity, right? And what was that movement called? What was the new religion that was created from that?
Protestantism.
Protestantism, right?
Yes, sir.
And they were set free, and they came and they started all these things, or whatever the case may be, Bible colleges and printing up the Bible, getting it out to the world, to the land of the freedom of religion, all these things. But they morphed, and they was on a slippery slope that went right back into what?
Catholicism. I can't pronounce it.
Christianity, Catholicism. It happened again. But guess what? There are still some holy people that is being persecuted by the systems. It don't stop. Now watch this part of it. I'm gonna go down to just I'm gonna go to 25. He will speak against the Most High and oppress his holy people and try to change the set times and the laws. The holy people will be delivered in his hands for a time, times, and half a time. Is that the same thing that God allowed to happen to Jesus? To be delivered into the hands of religion?
Yes.
And why did he want to do that? What's the bigger purpose and mission of God if I let my holy people be delivered into the hands of religion? What is God trying to get out of it?
To save other souls.
That's right. When people see their faith and that they don't quit in times when the pressure is put on and they stand firm in their faith, what is that creating inside of those systems?
A crack.
It's a crack in the system. And now the people, the honest-hearted, sincere people that's in those systems will start to do what?
Wake up.
Think different.
Start following the light.
Yep.
I need us to understand one thing. I want us to read something from the KJV. Somebody grab this verse from the KJV, and we're going to read this verse again. 7:25, but somebody grab it from the KJV. I want us to hear another layer of it. the enemy's goal is to do this in the KJV 25. Sometimes oppressed don't have enough on it. Somebody read it from the KJV.
He will speak against the Most High and oppress his holy people and try to change. Oh, wait.
The KJV.
Okay, and he shall speak great words against the Most High and shall wear out the saints of the Most High.
What do you want to do?
Wear out and think to change times and laws, and they shall be given into his hands until a time and times and the dividing of time.
So watch this. You ever heard somebody say, man, I am tired, I am worn out, I don't want to do anything?
The point of exhaustion, you don't have any more energy.
So when you're tired and wore out, is it easier to quit?
Absolutely.
100%.
Make bad decisions, you're not thinking right.
Even when you're working out, it takes for somebody to extremely push you to keep going. Because when you
Even-
wear out, you just want to give up.
100%.
Even with all the information of what the end goal is, like with all of that in front of you, your exhaustion or you being wore out will make you be like, I don't care, I quit.
Do most people quit?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
According to God, the word, no matter what, most people quit. Ain't that a good? Now we got to self-reflect.
100%.
The majority of people quit. Let's go to Revelation 12. We're going to Daniel 7 and Revelation 12 go together. I'm going to show real quick. Revelation 12, I'm going to just start reading. A great sign appeared in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun. The woman is the church, with the moon under her feet and a crown of 12 stars on her head. She was pregnant and cried out in pain as she was about to give birth. Then another sign appeared in heaven, an enormous red dragon with 7 heads and 10 horns and 7 crowns. Don't that sound like the beast in Revelation 13? It's the dragon, though, that has what? 7 heads and 10 horns. But where are the crowns at?
On the 7 heads.
But in Revelation 13, where are the crowns?
On the horns.
On the horns. I need everybody to pay attention to this. The 7 heads represent what?
Religious systems.
Religious systems. And the horns represent what? The horns represent what?
Kings. Political power. Kings.
So during this particular time, where is the crowns on?
On the religious.
So he's going to use what? Mostly
religion.
And we're going to see if he did that. And in the end days, is it be more what? Political, and the religion will be attached to it, but it'll be the lesser side of it. Because in the Dark Ages, religion was the more powerful side of it, and the kings and was the lesser side. Y'all get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Watch this. So he's using religion, and let's see if it's the same time period as Daniel. The dragon stood in front of the woman who was about to give birth so that it would devour her child the moment he was born. She gave birth to a son, a male child. We know who that's Messiah, who will rule on the nations with the iron scepter, and her child was snatched up to God and to his throne. The woman, the church, is that right? Watch this. She fled into where?
Wilderness.
The wilderness, to a place prepared for her by God, where she may be taken care of for how long?
1,260 days.
Which translation to 1,260 years. That is how long the Dark Ages last. The church was in the what?
Wilderness.
The wilderness. And the system was trying to do what to the church in the wilderness?
Take them out.
Take them out. Destroy them. And then I'm gonna go down. I'm not gonna read everything. I'm gonna go down right here. Verse 13. When the dragon saw that, this is after the war in heaven. When the dragon saw that he had been hurled to the earth, he pursued who?
The church.
The church.
Who had given birth to the male child. The church was given 2 wings of a great eagle so that she may fly to a place to prepare for her in the wilderness, where she would be taken care of for times, and what?
Half the time.
So while the system is persecuting, God is protecting. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
So you should not what?
Be afraid for it.
And you should not what?
Quit.
Quit. God gave us the information. While the enemy is wearing you out and coming after you and persecuting you, you should not quit, because God is protecting you over here, even if you have to be martyred. Were they thrown inside the fire?
Yes.
And that was the example God wanted us to have. Does that mean, but do we have martyrs throughout the generations? Yes. That were thrown and burned at stakes that God didn't protect?
Correct. That was their language too. Like, even if he doesn't protect us.
That's right. Even if he doesn't protect us. But God wanted us to know, there are times and instances where I will protect you. Well, I'm really protecting you the whole time. But you don't even know, by being a martyr, you still protected, because you're going to come in these walls that I have set up. These 216 feet thick gold walls, I'm going to have you in here with me. Now watch this. Time times half a time out of the serpent's reach. Then from his mouth the serpent spewed water like a river to overtake the woman and sweep her away with the torrent. But the earth helped the woman by opening his mouth and swallowing a river that the dragon had spewed out of his mouth. Then the dragon was enraged at the woman and went off to wage war against the rest of her offspring, those who keep God's commands and hold fast their testimony about Jesus. Now, I'm going to show a few things here real quick, and we're going to start to close down. Did religion want the believers to quit?
Yes.
Do religion believe almost identical to what the holy people believe?
Correct.
Religion believes almost identical. Watch this. Did the Jews or the Pharisees and the Sadducees believe almost identical to what Messiah believed?
Yes.
I hope everybody hearing this. But this is how the deception works. It's called counterfeit. The enemy wants you to understand that the enemy, I ain't even gonna say understand. The enemy wants us to not understand that it's a heart thing. So he wants us to be closer to the word than we are to Jesus, which is the word. Did everybody just hear what I said?
Say it again, bro.
The enemy wants you to be closer to the word without being closer to Jesus.
Mm.
So if he can get scholarly people to go in here and break down all these things and form these organizations and all this, that is great, because they don't have a heart like Messiah. They have a heart to be smart. A heart to be smart.
Mm.
Theologian.
Isn't that what? Watch this. Isn't that how the Pharisees thought they were trying to trap him? Because they said, "Oh, we need to find a way to be smart."
Amen.
But they didn't have the heart. How do you not be deceived? It's so easy to be deceived. Can you hear the voice that's crying out in the wilderness? That's where the holy church is. The holy people. They're in the wilderness. They're not in the systems. They're out in the wilderness. That's where they are. And watch this, when a system-minded person come out to the wilderness with the holy people for a minute, and they don't like it because there are gnats and mosquitoes and little bugs flying around and all this kind of stuff, what do they want to do?
Give
Go
up.
back to Egypt.
Go back.
Go back.
Go back. Because they're system-minded. And I can find God just as much in the system as I can in the wilderness. Do you know that's how people think? And most people done left the wilderness and went back into the system and are sitting under system teachings. Watch this. And because they were in the wilderness, they are being tortured. Because they can't say nothing in the system now. So now they know about all the wilderness stuff. Y'all got to understand what I'm really saying. They know about all these things, but now they decided to go back into a system and they can't even really say nothing now. They are under system teachers and they're trying to find God in there. It's happening, believe me. And they are tortured because of what they heard in the wilderness. It won't leave them. So every time they hear something off in the system, they want to say something, but the cowardly ways creep up. If I say something, they're not going to listen. So actually, those people need to come back out to where?
Wilderness.
Wilderness.
All right. We good so far? Y'all ready to stop, or y'all can y'all, are y'all tired, or y'all can y'all go a little bit more?
Let's go, bro. Oh man. Yeah.
I want to make sure.
Yes. I speak for all of us, brother. Keep going.
All right, y'all. So check. There's a few scriptures we need to read. Somebody go to Matthew 10. Matthew 10, and we're going to read it starting 35.
I got you, bro.
All right. Let's just go.
I have come to turn a man against his father, a daughter against her mother, a daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. A man's enemies will be members of his own household.
I mean,
anyone who
my bad.
loves,
34, bro. My bad. And then keep going.
do not suppose that I have come to bring peace to the earth. I did not come to bring peace, but a sword. For I have come to turn a man against his father, a daughter against her mother, a daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. A man's enemies will be the members of his own household. Anyone who loves their father or mother more than me is not worthy of me. Anyone who loves their son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. Whoever does not take up their cross and follow me is not worthy of me.
Last one.
Whoever finds their life will lose it, and whoever loses their life for my sake will find it.
I hope after it's all coming together now, when he comes and he meets you in a wilderness, or he sends you to a wilderness, when you come out of it, he gave you a sword. And guess what it's going to do? When it says, I came to turn a man against his father, let's just stop there real quick. What is the job of a father?
To lead.
To give his son a set of principles, a set of morals, a set of values, right? That is the job of a man. So can you imagine making your son just a hardworking man, who becomes a caretaker? No, all he good for is paying things. He's just a caretaker, right? And you really didn't give him and you really didn't give him the heart to be responsible and lead in a way that God wants him to. And all of a sudden he meets God in the wilderness. And he comes back and say, God don't want me to be a caretaker. He want me to be a priest. of my household. He want me to lead my household, not just a caretaker who provides finances. Is that going to turn a man against his father? Because now you're standing on what the father told you in the wilderness?
Absolutely.
Go ahead, teach what you got, man.
No, I was just gonna say it's like Jeremiah with his father. He's called to be a priest, but God called him to be a prophet.
His father was a priest and God called him to be a prophet. Do you know how different that is? The priests were in the temple. Jeremiah all out in the wilderness. At times God told him to go stand at the door of the temple and scream this out. Can you imagine your daddy in there doing his services, and then you come to the door of the temple and say something of violence and destruction while he got his incense going and all this kind of stuff, and you appear saying something totally different?
Everybody yelling at you, man, go get your son. I don't know why he's making all that noise.
That he said, yo, once you meet me, I give you a sword. And that sword is going to put you against people that you traditionally grew up with, religiously grew up with, emotionally grew up. It's going to put you against a daughter against her mother. What if, oh, that Mary Martha, right? One of them want to just sit at Jesus' feet. The other one wants to be the house, just the home, the house, whatever you call it, whatever. You get what I'm saying? Go ahead, Pastor.
It's also pointing out, like, if we know the way that we grew up, the importance and the closeness of these relationships. How close a son is with his father, how close a daughter is with her mother. In the land that we grew up in. I mean, he talked about that during his ministry, but it's pointing out in their verses, I'm coming to divide someone that is traditionally so close.
That's traditionally close. You cannot go against these people. Go ahead, bro.
Bro, and 34, this is the beauty of like slowing down. Because he said, do not think that I have come to bring peace to the earth. And I used to like not really understand that. But like now it's just seeing just how he come to shake things up. And then, as I was just thinking, like he constantly like using an analogy of like seeds and growing stuff. If you put yourself in the position of the dirt, you know how unpeaceful it is when he's talking about growing things. How you got to till the earth.
Yep.
Right. That's not really peaceful. Like you get dirt got to be flipped. You got some new stuff that got to get added into. It got to be like curated, but it's not a peaceful process. So I just think about that. Like, yo, when he's coming, he's not coming up with his peaceful process. I got to shake things up in order for something to be able to grow. So I just thought that was beautiful, bro.
Man, 100%. One of the things in Matthew 10 I want us to notice is like in 37, he said, well, in 36, he said, a man's enemies will be the members of his own household. And he's talking to a society that was religious and political all at the same time. Now watch what he say next. Anyone who loves their father and mother more than and sons and daughter is not worthy. Listen to one of the biggest things with religion and wilderness people was the willingness to be martyrs and the unwillingness to die because you love yourself more than you love God. So in religion, it's all about self. It's about self. It's not about lining up with him. It's about self. Lining up. See, if you think about how he's trying to do it. I'm trying to get y'all to my promised land, but I need y'all to think like me before y'all get there. And I gave y'all an example that Messiah didn't even think of himself when he came. That's the difference. A heart to be smart, right? That's the other side. But childlike, whatever my father say is what I'm looking for. In Mark 7, this is what he says. In Mark 7, verse number 17. No, my bad, not 7. Mark 7, verse number 9. I'll read, well, forget it. I'll just read it a little bit. Mark 7. I'm gonna start at 1. The Pharisees and some of the teachers of law who had come from Jerusalem gathered around Jesus and saw some of his disciples eating food with hands were defiled, that is unwashed. Religion, right? The Pharisees and all the Jews do not eat unless they give their hands a ceremonial washing, holding to the tradition of the elders. When they come from the marketplace, they do not eat unless they wash, and they observe many other traditions. That's not the problem. That wasn't the problem. Washing it, that's not the problem. The problem was what they wanted to do because of the disciples didn't do what they did. So just like the Catholic Church did to the people in the wilderness, it was because what they wasn't doing that the church was doing, and that's why we got to get rid of them. When they come from the market, and they observe many other traditions, such as the washing of cups, pitchers, and kettles. So the Pharisees and teachers of laws asked Jesus, why don't your disciples live? Why don't your disciples come to church, prayer meeting? Why don't they come to these things and do it the way we do it? Why they got to be all renegade about it? Why they have to be this way? Why they have to be rebels? Why don't your disciples live according to the tradition of the elders instead of eating their food with defiled hands? He replied, Isaiah was right. What is he using?
Scripture and the prophet's word.
The thing
that
they
they're
understand.
arguing, the same thing they're arguing with.
Right? The thing they'll understand, Isaiah was right when he prophesied about you hypocrites, as it's written. These people honor me with their lips. Here we go. But they're what?
Hearts.
That's the night and day difference. Y'all can have the right beliefs, but the wrong what?
Heart condition.
They worship me in vain. Their teaching are merely human rules. That means they added to the rules that God gave Moses. So they added things. Do we get laws and rules added to our nation every year?
Yes, sir.
So it's never get to a point where it's going to be like this. At one point, you could just have a state issued ID to fly around. Now you got to have a what?
Real ID.
A real ID.
For what? Right.
The other one wasn't real. The other one wasn't real, but this was
Other one
real.
was fake.
But you can use this, the one, your state issue one in your state, you know, and all around. But you can't use it when you come to the airport that's in the States. You know how they say, make it make sense?
Dang.
They came up with all these extra rules and they wanted people to do what?
All of them.
Is that what the Catholics did?
That's correct.
The Catholics came up with doctrines and rules. There are still, Christianity believes hell is a holding place until later.
That's right.
That demons are torturing people and all this kind of stuff until later. What does that do to God's character when they throw that out there? They say God is a tyrant and all these kind of things. But Catholics / Christians brought that in, and is Protestants still carrying it on?
Every day.
So they don't care about God's character. They care about the traditions that we have taught people to believe. Watch this. You have let go of the commands of God and are holding on to what type of traditions?
Man, human.
This not even stuff I gave y'all. And he continued, you have a fine way of setting aside what?
The commands of God.
Watch this. Did the Roman Catholic Church change the set times and laws? And
Yes.
now man say the Lord's Day is what?
Sunday.
But what is the Lord's Day?
Sabbath.
Sabbath. But man put that to the side and created a tradition. And in the South, a lot of places, they got blue laws. You can't buy liquor or certain things on Sunday, and most businesses are closed on Sunday. These are traditions. But watch this. You think if you go to these southern places and start to tell them that the Catholic Church changed it and blah, 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 and they're going to listen and they're going to change all their rules and Chick-fil-A will start closing on Saturday and all this stuff, you think that's going to happen?
Not a chance.
Not one. They're going to look at you like you crazy.
You have a fine way of setting aside the commands of God in order to observe your own traditions.
They might have the sheriff drive you out of town.
Oh yeah. He did when you go into a place that's like small, like a small population, and you start to do things different and you say things and you're vocal about it, believe me, the sheriff will know. And they're gonna make life a living. Y'all know what I'm saying.
Make it very difficult for you, my brother.
Come on, there's a new man down there. He on something else. We gotta straighten that out.
Start getting pulled over a little bit more.
Watch this. John 2, 23 through 25. We just going down the line now. We going down the line. We seeing God's heart. Now, while he was in Jerusalem at the Passover festival, many people saw the signs he was performing and believed in his name. Watch this. Many people saw the signs he's performing, like he's some magician, right? And they believed in his name. But Jesus, what did he say? But Jesus would not entrust himself to them, for he knew the hearts of all people. He did not need any testimony about mankind, for he knew what was in. What? Is everybody getting it?
Each person.
He knows the majority of people that said they believe in him right now is going to what?
Quit.
He knows this. And we are out here without discernment, blessing everybody. Maybe you need a correct, maybe you need a help. Maybe you need a rebuke. Maybe you need to do all kinds of things. But if you're out here trying to be a nice believer, you are not in the war. What is an intercessor? Real quick, what is it?
Someone who intervenes for another person, for someone else.
Are intercessors nice, or are they just?
They're just and they're direct, bro.
So a good intercessor, if they're intervening and their brother is wrong over this stranger, they'll check their brother.
Correct.
Is that right?
Correct. Righteousness over relationship, bro.
Righteousness. But if I'm all about who I know and my connection, I'm going to find a way to make the stranger
Wrong.
That's what's in people. There are few intercessors out here that'll just do what's just in every situation. Go ahead, Teach.
If this take away, you can we can talk about it later, but in here is it when it says that he wouldn't entrust himself to them for he knew all the people, even though they believed, is just like him seeing like though they believe the words that he said, he know like they don't really accept him.
Wait, what you mean?
What does it mean when he's saying that he would not entrust himself to them?
Because he knew what was in him. Yeah, because he knew what was in him. So watch this.
Right.
It's almost saying in relationships, right? Like if somebody's trying to make you sign a contract real fast, you like, hold on, bro. Like, why are you trying to get me in a contract so fast? You know, it's something going on with this dude. He trying to get me to sign my name so fast. I'm just using that as an example. It's almost identical, like something in that person. That's what he knew. He knew what was in you. Can what's in you be changed? Of course. But he knew it. So the last verse is going to be in Revelation 9. We look at it and going to start closing down. We're going to be back tomorrow at 11 a.m. The last verse I want to look at is I want us to be reminded, God knows and he expects the majority of us to quit. This is why he's going to have to allow this to happen. So in Revelation 9, I'll read 1 through 6. This is when the enemy comes out of the abyss. The fifth angel sounded his trumpet. I saw a star that had fallen from the sky to the earth. The star was given a key to the shaft of the abyss. When he opened the abyss, smoke rose from it like the smoke from a gigantic furnace. The sun and sky were darkened by the smoke from the abyss. And out of the smoke, locusts came down on the earth and were given power like that of scorpions of the earth. They were told not to harm the grass of the earth or any plant or tree, but only those people, watch this, only those people who have not made a decision. Only the people who do not have the seal of God on their foreheads. Did everybody just hear that? So if you made your decision and you are sealed, you don't have to worry about this because God knows you're not going to what?
Quit.
But if you haven't made your decision, watch what he's going to do. They were not allowed to unalive them, but only to do what?
Torture them.
Was the desert experience torturous for the Israelites?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
How many days were they in the desert before they was ready to go back?
45 days.
Oh my goodness. Watch this. How long will people be tortured to make a decision?
5 months. So roughly 150 days.
So that's longer than 45 days.
Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine? Most people gonna tap out day one. And take what? What are you going to tap out and take?
That mark.
The mark. God knows this, so he's setting up a situation where you are forced to what? Get the seal or quit?
Choose.
You are forced to keep coming back and getting more training or to quit. That's the situation God set up. And the agony they suffer was like that of the sting of a scorpion when it strikes. During those days, people will seek to die, but death will not find it. They will not find it. They will long to die, but death will elude them. So let me ask you a question. Does God expect the majority of us with all this lip service to quit?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yep.
What if, watch this. What if I or some of your brothers and sisters knew you were a quitter and wasn't telling you.
You're a good brother.
Yeah, they should be telling you, calling you out righteously.
Hey, it's okay that they don't tell you, because guess what's going to happen? Time will tell. It's not the job of your brother or sister to tell you that you are a quitter. That's not the job. The job is to correct, rebuke, edify, encourage, all these things to try to train you. I'm going to show y'all why it's not healthy to tell each other that you're a quitter. Because the enemy is already wearing people out and got them in a low place. And for you to say you're a quitter, wouldn't it be better to say the enemy wants you to quit? But God, didn't Jesus say the enemy was going to, they'll want to sift him, but I prayed for you, right? The devil want to sift you, but I prayed for you. You shouldn't tell your brother, sister, they are a quitter. That's just like telling a child they are a quitter. You ask, do you want to quit? Why do you want to quit? Why it's hard? Why do you want to start encouraging, start teaching, start training, start trying to help. There are a lot of quitters out here, and they stay quitters until they die. Your job is to be a good brother or sister by saying, I see you giving up. I see you want to quit. I can tell. You see that? You see the difference? Not you are.
Touche.
And the enemy has,
ain't what to say, it's how you say it.
right. The enemy has a lot of methods to get us to quit, but God only has one to get for us to keep going. That is his promise/covenant.
Seek first the kingdom of God.
Right. Colossians 3:2. Somebody read it and we'll close down. This is the one way God. Just read 1 through 4. 1 through 5.
Is that your final answer? I got you, bro.
Well, 1 through
5.
1 through 9.
Huh?
1 through 10. Go ahead.
So that was not your final answer. Got it. Okay.
1
through 10.
Yeah.
Since then, you have been raised with Christ and set your hearts on things above.
What?
Where Christ is.
How you go forward? What we need to do?
Set your hearts on things above where Christ is.
Your what though?
Above.
Set your what?
Heart.
You have to set this thing. Right? I'm telling you, on earth, there's a lot of things that get us thrown off. I have personally fell into all kind of traps in the flesh. Think about what I just said. There are snares and traps as soon as I become a horizontal person. If y'all understand, if my eyesight becomes horizontal, guess what's the flesh is gonna rise. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
But if I keep the covenant and promise in mind and in my heart, what he got, I'll make better decisions. But sometimes that's hard, right? Wasn't it hard when Moses looked horizontal at those people and ignored what God had told him to do? That was a hard situation, right? He had been this way for a long time. And as soon as he looked around and people get on his nerves, he made a decision in that moment. Am I right?
Yes.
So it's easy to look around and horizontal. It's harder to set your mind this way all the time. those streets of gold, all that jewelry on the foundation floor, you know, those mansions that no sun, no moon up there. He is the light. Jesus amongst us talking to. It's hard to keep your mind set on that. Go ahead, sis. I'm trying to stop. I'm trying to finish the Bible study.
Hey, do you? Set your minds on things above, not on earthly things. For you died, and your life is now hidden with Christ in God. When Christ, who is your life, appears, then you also will appear with him in glory. Put to death, therefore, whatever belongs to your earthly nature: sexual immorality, impurity, lust, evil desires, and greed, which is idolatry. Because of these things, the wrath of God is coming. You used to walk in these ways in the life you once lived, but now you must also rid yourselves of all such things as these: anger, rage, malice, slander, and filthy language from your lips. Do not lie to each other, since you have taken off your old self with its practices and have put on the new self, which is being renewed in knowledge in the image of its creator.
And read 11.
Here, there is no Gentile or Jew, circumcised or uncircumcised, barbarian, Scythian, slave or free, but Christ is all and is in all.
Amen. We all heard it. So YouTube and Facebook, we're going to shut down. We're going to stay over here on TikTok and Zoom for a little bit longer. We will be back tomorrow at 11 a.m. to continue our series. I really hope you ate good today. I hope you spent a lot of time with God, a little time with self, and we will see you tomorrow. Peace, grace, and love.